So what we'll be doing is we'll be moving into the charts. So why do we create charts? Because they help us out in getting a visual feel of the entire data. So for getting that visual feel of the data, it is good to have charts. So let's look into some specific charts, when to use them. I've given my views on utilizing them. Plus minus can happen. Say for example, a line chart. We used to track changes over a long and short period of time. If the changes are big, then bar graphs is more suitable. If you have a lot of changes like this, spikes happening, then instead of putting it like this, you can put them like this. It becomes easy to read. Pie chart, when you are selecting as a everything adds up to 100%. For example, shareholding patterns or market capitalization. I'll show you one part on by using one of these data to create a pie chart on market capitalization based on the current market price. So you cannot show changes over a period of time for different things. You can show changes over a period of time by on a single thing. For example, you are working on promoters data, or you're working on shareholding pattern. So over a year, first year, second year, third year, if that kind of data is there, you can make a pie chart for first year, pie chart for second year, and pie chart for third year, and you can explain how the percentage holding is for different shareholders are changing. That can work. But if you have to show them in one place, you should not be using a pie. You should be using a line or a bar graph. Then what are the important elements of a chart? Legend, chart title, and source. Let me just go ahead and show you inside a chart data. So I have a graph data which I have already put in here. So what you need to do is you need to select this data. This is basically Apple sales, which Apple and two company sales, which I have put in here. Since we're not putting the company name, so I have called it in company 1 and company 2 sales. So this is the sales which has happened in from 2012 to 2019, and I want to show that into. So go to the insert tab, and in the insert tab, you can go inside and get the chart. Now, if you're using 2010 plus, you will have this word which is beautiful, recommended chart. You don't have to put your brains into this, just hit on the recommended chart. It will give you the recommended chart on its own. So it will give you a line chart, it will give you a clustered column, lot of options you can have it here. But we'll not be using this. We'll be going inside, and let's say we'll use a column chart. So let's see if you use a 2-column chart, and then I'll show this on the line chart also. So I've selected the data. If without selecting data also you can build the chart, but in that case you have to again select the data. So either you select it now or you select it later, will be the same. So let's look into this 2D chart, and let's see what is being plotted. So when you look at this chart, what do we see in this chart? Let's have a look on this, and then we'll try and analyze this. So few things inside the chart. First thing that you see is your chart title. This should be dynamic in nature. Like you can say sales comparison comp1, or you can say sales comparison 12 to 19, company name. Something that gives a clear picture on this. Then you have axis, the x-axis and the y-axis. This y-axis is known as primary axis. And if you draw something on this side, it becomes secondary axis. This thing is known as legend. What is legend? Legend shows whatever is being plotted on the graph. This is the chart area. The entire area is chart area. And inside the where this plot has happened is known as plot area. Why you need to know this? Because each one of them is an element in itself. It's an object. The plot area is an object. The chart area is an object. The axis are object. Legend is an object. Whatever is plotted inside, they're all objects. So if you remember the first thing that we said, when you have an object, the object's properties can be changed, and they will be very well applied when we go inside this charting. So this is basics of structure of a chart. Now in the charts, whenever you are presenting the chart, you should always write the source. And how do we insert the source? We'll have a look on it. Let's talk about the basics of chart. So these are the basic elements that you have for a chart. Let me take this chart. I'll not remove these elements. I'll keep it here for you to refer later. I'll draw the chart again here. Say to a 2D column chart. Now this chart is not correct. Why is this chart not correct? If you look at the legend, always look at the legend first. What is that is being plotted in this chart? Years have been plotted in this chart. I do not want the years to get plotted. I want the years to come on the axis here. This should not get plotted. So what can we do in that case? When you click on the chart, you get two tabs, additional tab, design and format. So you'll get format here, you'll get design here. In the design tab, you will have the select data. Click on the select data. So what do you get? If you have not selected the data before and inserted an empty chart, then you have to select the data source. In the legend entries, this entry is what is being plotted. These are legend entries. I will remove the years out of it. If you are using 2007, you have to select and delete. Here the boxes are there, we can just remove it. So I do not want my years to get plotted on the graph. I'll remove the years. What do I need with my years? I then need them in the horizontal axis. Click on edit and select this axis. Okay, you can see the changes have already happened and say, okay. Now this is, I can just write sales comparison FY 12 to 19. Now let's talk about the elements. When you're hitting here, you have selected the entire chart element. So whatever you do here will be affected on the chart. When I come inside, you can see this changing here, format plot area. This is applied on the plot area. When I come here, you see format legend. So as soon as I'm changing my selection, it is giving me different options. So same thing can be worked on. You can have your own things when it comes to elements of the chart. Take chart as an object and it has sub object inside. So you can go and select one object and make the changes. For example, let's go inside the fill. You can have lot of fill running from here. You have a solid fill, which will get inside fill. The color, you can choose it from here. Let's say something very light. And then you can click on these grid lines. Delete, the grid lines are gone. Click on this area. Then you can go down. You can have the transparency. How transparent that you want this color to be. See, if yellow looks very heavy, you can just make it a little transparent. Something like this on the background. Then you can talk about the borders. Remember, we are at the plot area, not the chart area. So whatever we are doing will be applied to this plot area only. So you can get, let's say, a solid line and let's put some combination line running. And when you go down, you can have the width of the line, which is you can make it big or small. You can have the compound type. You can have the dash type. What kind of dashes should come? Let's say I'll put something like dot dot. And let's see, come down here and you can see this dot dot kind of a thing running on the border. Same way, you can select the axis. As soon as you select the axis, see, format axis. Go up, you can fill the axis. Let's say solid fill. You see the axis things are getting filled up. You can have line. You can have a solid line running. Let's say something like this. Join type, cap type. Join type is when it is joining, how it should join. And you can have the beginning arrow type. You can put those arrow keys. Let's say end arrow type will be like this. And I want to make it thick. See, you'll have an arrow which is pointing outward. Same thing you can have for this. On the axis, you can have minimum, maximum. You can go into the value on the legend. You can have tick marks, major. You can have labels. You can position it high, low, wherever you want. You can position. This is good with this part. You select this, and you can get this entire thing running into here. So this ways you can do a lot of changes inside these each object. I'll show you how charts are made. Then changing the object, you can have a look on it. There are different chart types which are already built up. You can have this chart types here. And when you take the chart area, go down and you have this good thing, which is rounded corners. When you're going to the chart area, click on this, you will see the chart area, this corners become rounded. So they become good to have a look on. So that way you can make the changes inside the chart. Now, once you have built the chart and you want some one element to be selected inside here. So first time when you click on any of these bars, the entire bar, all the bars will get selected. Click one more time. Only specific bar will get selected. So this individual object is now selected. You can fill it up with some other color. Let's say solid fill. Let's change the color to red. Let's say you can make something stand out, something which is very low. You can select that and change it. Then you can make any changes to any of these elements based on what you are looking at. So when you look at it and if you do not see this here, select, right click and format axis. Again, come here in the plot area, right click, format plot area. Anytime when you are not seeing any of these options, you can select that particular thing, right click and format legend. Legend can be formatted and put anywhere, top, bottom, left. Normally I have seen it looks better on the down or on the right hand side. So let's put it on the right hand side, something like this. Any which ways you can have it. Don't put it at the top because top you have your um, chart title.